Story 1. I apologize, but I am not able to transcribe or interact with content from external links or potentially copyrighted materials. However, I can help with correcting spelling errors, acronyms, etc., based on the text you provided. Here's the corrected text. In Before CBAT by Hudson Mohawk. The comment, either on the video itself or the Reddit thread. This sounds like an inflatable clown toy falling down the stairs, is very accurate. For the uninitiated, if you have any more text that needs editing or have another request, feel free to ask. Story 2. Dance Monkey. If you're Australian, you'd hear this song 20 billion times a day, every day, for about 2 years from when it was released because the singer is Australian. Story 3. In 1965, a band was formed consisting of 3, later adding a 4th, sisters, just children at the time, at the behest of their father, Austin Wiggin Jr. Wiggin formed the band because when he was young, his mother read his palm and made a series of predictions, one of which included that his future daughters would form a band. When 2 of the predictions came true, Wiggin became determined that the band prediction would as well. He made his daughters take music lessons despite their, and his own, disinterest in music, and he named the band the Shags, and occasionally tried to contact his deceased mother via seance for advice. The girls were not particularly talented musicians, nor did they enjoy playing, and this was exacerbated by the fact that Wiggin did not allow them to listen to other music, wanting the girls to write their own music that was pure, unaffected by the influences and fads of existing music. Wiggin made the girls perform at the town hall every weekend, to jeers, mockery, and thrown objects from the teenage crowd. Eventually, the Shags' first album, Philosophy of the World, was produced, which featured out-of-tune guitars, erratic rhythms, and bizarre lyrics. All of the songs on this album could contend as the worst song ever made. But for my money, give the classic My Pal Foot Foot a listen and judge for yourself. Story 4. Hey Soul Sister by Train. Honestly, there is not a single thing I can think of that redeems this song. The instrumental feels like it's from a particularly infuriating banking advertisement, and the lyrics are just awful, not making grammatical sense half of the time. It's all offensively inoffensive rubbish. Or Dance Monkey. That song is just unbearable. Story 5. The song My Humps communicated to the world that it is acceptable to embrace silliness. It encouraged individuals not to feel ashamed of being superficially materialistic and shallow. The lyrics included phrases like, "You love my lady lumps," in the back and in the front. After the release of this song, George W. Bush won the popular vote. Story 6. Beefing with freaking Neil deGrasse Tyson out of all people is crazy enough, but then releasing a diss track about him with the main goal being to tell people the earth is flat is on another level. Story 7. Freaking Freak by Curve. But I must admit, it is a guilty pleasure of mine. Story 8. Santa Baby. Sounds like it is being simpered by the world's most annoying moron. However, there is a fast-tempo, off-key girl band version of Jingle Bells, Jingle All the Way that was so bad that when I heard it in a store, I just walked outside until I was sure it had passed. Awful barely begins to describe it. It was like cheese wire for my brain. Story 9. Rude by Magic, probably not the worst ever, but still very bad. Lyrics don't make sense, or he is putting himself out there as a sorry try-hard loser, on purpose. All around, just a very annoying song. And speaking of bad lyrics, Train falls in that category as well. Songs are quite catchy and not all that bad honestly, but the lyrics are so unbelievably out there, it makes it very hard to enjoy. I think they could have been way bigger with a different songwriter. Working in retail, I have to hear this a lot on a daily basis. Story 10. In my opinion, some of the worst songs ever made are those with overly repetitive lyrics and no real melody. Songs like Friday by Rebecca Black and Baby by Justin Bieber come to mind. They're catchy but lack substance and quickly get on my nerves. Story 11. I can't not go with Lil Marky's Diary of an Unborn Child. The song part starts after about 2 minutes and 51 seconds for anyone who tries to listen to the rest and finds they just can't take it. Story 12. Friday by Rebecca Black is a prime example of a song that grates on the ears, mostly due to its repetitive lyrics and lack of depth. Another contender is Who Let the Dogs Out? By Bahamen, which is catchy but ultimately annoying. Story 13. Owl City Fireflies. Plain White Tees 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, Bailey J., who is known as an adult film star, has attempted to get into music. I believe it's absolute garbage, and I say that as a huge fan of hers. Story 14. I just got back from dinner at an average working-class local restaurant bar that was oddly playing songs that were dance techno mashups of random songs like a classic Motown song and a sad song. It was really weird. It was also really terrible. The songs the artists chose didn't go with the dance techno sound at all. Story 15. Title: Chin Up High by Aim Bobby. Absolutely garbage song made popular by a dancing Pokemon. But in the immortal slogan, don't hate the player, hate the game. Because all of us who watched the video are just padding the singer's pockets with clicks. Story 16. Text corrected for spelling errors, acronyms expanded, punctuation corrected, special characters and links removed. Currently, Walk Over by Freya Sky is played repeatedly on commercials on Hulu or something. I thought it was one of those songs they make in a Disney movie to show how popular a star is. It's pretty bad lyrics, in my opinion. Story 17. My vote is for the Paul McCartney Christmas song. I do not like Christmas music, and this one is the worst of the worst. Such a low effort, nothing of a song. From Paul freaking McCartney. If I die and become a ghost, I am going to haunt one of the properties he bought with the profits in order to ensure that none of his ancestors can enjoy the windfall of this Yuletide dirge. Story 18. The lyrics are like someone thought them up while sitting on the toilet, who doesn't understand how to write. Stay simple, son. I know we're in a trailer and you're going out the back door after eating that mayonnaise sandwich, but I worry you're going to be too complicated, too cultured. Story 19. This is very niche, but the mansion basement music in Resident Evil. Director's cut is laughably horrible. Story 20. My friends love 100 Jecks, but I am sorry, I cannot listen to their music. I genuinely thought it was a meme or some sort of parody when I first tried listening to their music. Story 21. All joking aside, the music made by Gulag, also known as Stalic, is some of the most disturbing I have ever heard. Supposedly, they recorded the screams and mutterings of mental patients and combined those with the sounds of machinery and the clanging of metal. Sounds awful as is, but with the background knowledge, it's even worse. Story 22. Do you want to hear an alcoholic independent television news newsreader from the 1970s read his way lugubriously through a disco/dance hall tune? No, I thought not. Reginald Bosanquet, Dance With Me. Story 23. I say as a big CG5 fan, that song is insufferable, but you have to give it some respect for intentionally being as grating as possible. And then also, any of Tom MacDonald's songs where he's painting himself as this horrendously sad victim because someone called him mean words online. Story 24. Those offbeat Christian parodies of popular music often miss the mark. Frequently, the renditions are poorly executed, the lyrics struggle to make sense, and come off as exceedingly cheesy. Unfortunately, they sometimes utilize music from queer artists to criticize gay individuals, presenting an approach that is overall in poor taste. While a few of them might be amusing, the majority simply do not measure up. Story 25. Anything that has Ronan Keating in it, a brown stain on a nation, smuggery on a colossal scale, a suicide-inducing voice. Death came for Shane McGowan, Sinead O'Connor, Phil Lynott, and Christy Dignam. And still, this individual is breathing. There is a rumor or threat that this short-statured singer is heading back to the studio. For Christ's sake. Sweet angel of death, take me now, for goodness sake. The nightmares are endless.